we still trying to find out who was in this Pimp C tape.
All I can tell you, there was a famous R&B chick, and it was a guy that was getting money at the time. And, Pimp, he used to be in the studio. And every now and then he'd have a camcorder, so he was able to get...
All right, y'all, go ahead and grab a seat, because this tea is scorching. So Diddy's trial just took another wild, unexpected twist. And trust me, no one saw this coming. Word on the street is that Pimp C's wife has stepped forward, and she's pointing fingers directly at Diddy and his crew, accusing them of being behind Pimp C's shocking and untimely death. Pimp C's wife is alleging that Pimp had inside information about Jay-Z and Beyonce, as the unaliving was allegedly done on Jay-Z's orders. Why? Well, according to her, there was some serious tension between Jay and Pimp C, all stemming from a rumored tape between Pimp C and Beyonce. And Pimp also had inside information about Jay-Z and Beyonce participating in Diddy's Freaks, which he wanted to use in a diss track against Jay-Z. Pimp C's wife is claiming Jay-Z had him unalived on his birthday so he could celebrate both his big day and the downfall of an enemy. But here's the jaw dropper. Pimp C's wife is alleging that Beyonce knew what was about to go down and even tried to warn Pimp C. This right here, this is next level drama, and we need to unpack it all. Let's get into it. All right, y'all, let's break this down with some real context, because the story around Pimp C's passing still has a lot of people scratching their heads. So, Pimp C tragically passed away in December 2007 while staying at a hotel in West Hollywood, California out there, doing what he loved, performing and cooking up new music. That morning, he was supposed to catch a flight back home, where his wife and cousin were already waiting at the airport to pick him up. But when his wife couldn't reach him, she got worried and called the hotel to have someone check on him. That's when hotel staff found him unresponsive in his room. Paramedics were called, and he was pronounced dead on the spot. Now, the coroner ruled that his death was due to complications from heavy lean use mixed with sleep apnea. But then a lot of people weren't buying that explanation, because just hours before he passed, Pimp C had performed and looked fine. Folks backstage said he was full of energy, healthy, and in good spirits. DJ Paul from 3, 6 Mafia, and Pimp's manager Rick Martin described what they saw at the scene, and it was not what you'd expect. According to them, Pimp C's body was found in a strange position, kneeling like he was praying with blood all over the place. At first, they even thought he'd been shot in the head. Rick said the candles in the room had burned all the way down, which suggested he may have been dead for at least a day. And the whole setup just didn't sit right. Also, Too Short, who was super close to Pimp C, also spoke out and said straight up something didn't add up. He hinted that there may have been a cover-up involved and that someone somewhere wasn't telling the full truth.
It's like, I heard some shit about he has clothes on or something. I don't know. Like, I don't really know if all this is true, but I just heard parts like, I'm like, what happened to my guy?
Right.
And then they come out with the official. It was a mixture of some stuff, the prescription and something else or something that I don't really know. But with me, I never really heard something that would give that closure for me. Mm-hmm. I never really heard anything tangible or true, like what happened to my guy.
Now, after more than a decade of staying silent, Pimp C's wife is finally speaking out about the circumstances surrounding his passing. And y'all, she's allegedly pointing fingers at Diddy, claiming he was the mastermind behind Pimp C's unaliving. But it doesn't stop there. She's also saying Jay-Z was the one who planned it and that Beyonce knew it was about to go down. Now, if you've been in these industry streets, you know the rumors about Jay-Z not rocking with Pimp C have been around for a minute, and according to insiders, it allegedly had something to do with Pimp C's past with Beyonce before she ever got with Jay. Word is, Pimp C hooked up with Beyonce for a few months back when she was still in Destiny's Child. But here's where things get extra spicy. For over 20 years, there have been whispers about a sex tape of Pimp C and Beyonce getting down. And y'all, Pimp and Ken just confirmed the rumors to be true. Listen to what he said.
Who it is? I wish we still trying to find out who was in this Pimp C tape.
All I can tell you, there was a famous R&B chick, and it was a guy that was getting money at the time. And, Pimp, he used to be in the studio. And every now and then he'd have a camcorder, so he was able to get some footage. And he wanted to do something with the footage, but I don't know why he didn't do nothing with it, but if I could have got a hold of that tape, I'd be a billionaire, man. Whoever it was, they had to kill me, man. I know TMZ would have paid a bank for that one, man. But yeah, it is a tape, and if you read the comments, a lot of people figured out
And it's not just that people in the industry have long said Jay-Z's been a little insecure when Beyonce's around other men. In one interview, Bun B spilled some serious tea. He said Jay once told the creative director to clear the entire set when he found out Pimp C and some other dudes were around Beyonce.
And Jay-Z calls. And he's like, yeah, how's the video going? Oh, it's going good. Are the guys there? Yeah, they're there. You know, it's them and some of their homies. He's like, wait a minute, how many dudes are there? And so she's like, oh, it's about 9 or 10 guys, I guess, over there. Where are they now? They're in here. They're in the soundstage. They're watching her film. What is she wearing? They describe the outfit, and he's like, yo, clear the room.
Yeah, here's what else Bun B had to say about Beyonce actually apologizing when she found out what happened.
I guess Beyonce gets wind of the call. She comes up, and she apologizes. I'm so sorry you guys had to leave the room, but Jay's not comfortable. And we're like, we understand fully, right?
And it goes deeper. Bun B also revealed that Beyonce's dad, Matthew Knowles, once asked him to stay away from her. Like, it was that serious.
And so he comes back in the studio, and we're recording and hanging out. And Matthew Knowles comes in, and he asks, Pimp, can I talk to you for a minute? And so they leave out for a couple of minutes, and Pimp comes in, and he's dying laughing. And we're like, what's wrong? He's like, yo, Matthew Knowles just told me to his daughter, man. Please don't.
While Jay-Z told people in his circle he does not like Pimp C because he never addressed the rumors of the alleged sex tape with Beyonce even after they got married. The feeling was mutual between Pimp C and Jay-Z as they never liked each other. Music executive Greg Taylor told a story of the awkward encounter Jay-Z and Pimp C had over the phone. The story was that shortly after the deal for Jay-Z and UGK's collaboration on Big Pimping was cut, he called Pimp C, and during the call that was unfortunately on speaker, he delivered the news to Pimp C, and Pimp C straight up dissed Jay-Z.
We set it up a meeting to go meet with Dame Dash. So we go after I leave Java, go to Rock, to the Rock. As soon as I sit down there, Dame Dash opened up his checkbook, cut a check for $1 million. I'm like, whoa. He like, I was like, is this for sure? He was like, no. He said, we want to UGK. I was like, what? He's like, we want to with your boys. That's right. So I immediately picked up the phone and called Pimp C. But right now, I got $1 million check for you. All we wanted was 100,000. I was just like, who is that with? I said, with Rockefeller. He was like, what? I was like, yeah. He was like, I'm watching Dan with the checkbook, he writing it out. He was like, ain't that with, over there with Jay-Z? I was like, yeah. He was like, man, tell him to take that check and go give it to Tupac Mama, man. He's gonna be stealing all my shit.
Greg eventually talked Pimp into doing the song, but the beef was so deep that they refused to film the music video together. The director had to shoot their scenes separately because they just couldn't stand each other. But then Pimp C's wife has called out the trio of Jay-Z, Diddy, and Beyonce for the role they played in Unaliving Pimp C. Pimp C's wife is alleging that Pimp had gotten information about how Beyonce and Jay-Z participated in Diddy's wild beat parties, which were called Freak Off. And when Jay-Z got information that Pimp C knew Diddy parties, he gave the green light to have Pimp C unalived. Why? Because he felt Pimp C was his op and he was gonna diss him with Dash a Secret in a rap song, and there was no way he's recovering from a diss track like that. Also, according to Pimp C's wife, Diddy handled how Pimp C was unalived. Let's be honest, if you've been following Diddy's RICO case, you already know Diddy's name has been tied to some straight up wild accusations. Pimp C's wife says Diddy and his people unalived Pimp C and staged the whole thing to look like it was just a medical issue, but she's not buying that for a second. And let's not forget that Jaguar Wright had already called this out long before Diddy's legal mess even started. She claimed Diddy's people had access to some kind of poison that could make a death look natural. And now, with what Pimp C's wife is saying, the pieces are starting to sound really familiar. Now here's where it gets downright creepy. Pimp C's wife is also alleging that Beyonce knew about the plot. Yep, according to insiders, she says Pimp's phone allegedly had a text from Beyonce warning him to be careful. Now, asking someone to remain careful may sound like a sweet message. It may look like a form of showing affection, but in this situation, Pimp C passed on days after he got the text. And y'all, the timing was suspicious. And if that's not enough to raise some serious questions, get this, Pimp C passed on Jay-Z's birthday. And sources say Jay threw a party that day. But according to Pimp C's wife, that wasn't just a birthday bash. She's alleging it was a celebration of the hit being carried out. Now, with Diddy already drowning in RICO charges, this could not have come at a worse time for him. The feds are reportedly digging digging deep. And if that means pulling up old cases like Pimp C's, they'll do whatever it takes to bring him down. Pimp C's wife XSOing how Diddy ruined Pimp C had fans talking, and they left comments saying, "That's crazy they found Pimp C in a praying position. That's how they found Mac Miller. And it was Jay-Z's birthday. Sounds ritualistic to me. Bro died on Jay-Z's birthday. I never knew that. That is shocking to say the least. Bun explaining what happened on the Big Pimping video. Shoot speaks volumes now. That's crazy. That man's death sounds like an execution, think about it. He was found on his knees like he was praying with blood near his body. Just didn't fall. Do you think Beyonce really had first-hand information about Pimp C unaliving? Or do you think Pimp C's wife got this wrong? Let me know what you think in the comments, then check out this next video.